Inside Cleveland Sports, now known as hashtag ICS. Now, it's pretty much going to be the same format here. We're going to be talking about national sports, national football, basketball, baseball, anything you need to tell, but it's just going to have that Cleveland feel to it. Of course, this is Tank right here. You remember Big Tank. And right now, we're going to get right into the news. So let's talk about Joe Philbin with the Miami Dolphins.
Got released today, fired.
Well fired. A little faster than we all thought.
Yeah. We yesterday we were actually just talking about how he would be on the hot seat.
Oh yeah.
And this morning we opened up ESPN and he was on the hot seat.
That seat was on fire. You can see the flames coming out of that seat. That's how fast that was.
He exploded off that hot seat and they just got rid of him finally. It just brings you to wonder who's gonna help take them to their next level. Who they're going to bring in.
No, it definitely does. I mean, could it be Dan Campbell? Could it be somebody else? We will definitely see. And now we're about to talk about the coaches. Woo! Hot seats.
Hot, yeah. So hot in here. So hot, yeah.
Right. Let's talk about these coaches on the hot seat. And we're going to pick 3 coaches today. And I think we got 3 names that some of you guys may agree with, you may not agree with. Comment, let us know how you feel about it. Let's go with the first guy, and unfortunately I hate to do this. Our own Brownies, Mike Pettine. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Or Goldberg.
One of the 2. Well, what do you think? You think how you think that seat's feeling after yesterday's disgrace?
He honestly, he's got to go at some point because
he does.
This it's not working. He's supposed
really
to be this big defensive guru.
Right.
And with all the defensive mistakes every single game, even including the one game that we did win so far this year, it's just mistake after mistake. Like yesterday, we could have at least went in overtime if Trayvon Williams didn't jump off sides. You got to coach stuff like that. And Lambeau, he didn't even kick a winning field goal in his career.
Right. But he came out of nowhere, to be completely honest.
Yeah, but you could count on our defense to give them give us the opponent their first of whatever in their career all the time.
And Danny White looked like Emmitt Smith yesterday compared to our so-called high-paid defense.
Yes, he did. What's his name went out? Stevie Johnson, but it still didn't help any.
And Keenan Allen had his worst game of the season.
Yeah,
so
he did.
kind of think we'd have a chance.
And they were missing from their center onto the right side.
Oh, I forgot.
Everybody on their line was hurt except their left center or their left tackle and their left guard.
And they had 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th stringers in there playing, and we still couldn't get it done.
Couldn't beat them. I mean, we hung with them thanks to. I don't like to say it, but thanks to Josh McCown, he had an outstanding game.
We're not going to get you this week, McCown. You played pretty good with 300 yards.
Yeah, 358 yards and 2 touchdowns. No turnovers for him. That was pretty good.
Well, where's the biggest thing I want to talk about? Just listen to this. 12 penalties for 91 yards. Are you kidding me, Browns?
That's crazy.
That's all on this man right. It's all on Mike Pettine.
And then the week before, last week against Oakland,
I believe
14 missed tackles. Come on.
And Dante Whitner had 13 of them. By the way, we'll get on him a little bit later. But yeah, talking to you, Whitner.
But yeah, man, it's just something's got to give at some point. And then at his press conference, he doesn't even show any kind of emotions like he's upset. He's just, we're going to play harder next week. We're going to get back to practice. And
he said we battle, like Pat Shermer used to say. We battle.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely battle.
We don't need to go back to stuff like that.
Oh, my goodness. Basically, I want to say, quickly wrap this up with Mike Pettine. I think the biggest problem is that he's coaching the offense this year. He hired his best friend, Jim O'Neill, who absolutely has no experience except high school experience as a defensive coordinator. And now we're finding out that some of the players don't even like the calls that Jim O'Neill is saying. They don't even like what he's doing. So that's a huge problem.
This is in high school. So
exactly.
High school.
I hate doing that, the 5-year plan, hiring different coaches every year. But, I mean, he may have to go. And, I'm the biggest Pettine supporter. We all support him. But it's just not good enough. So Pettine, that seat's on fire, so you better do something. Next week it's huge against Baltimore.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get to our second guy. My second team. I still love you, Browns, but my second team, the Indianapolis Coach Chuck Pagano. What do you guys say about Pagano?
No, man, Pagano.
No bias. No bias.
Yeah, us Patriots fans, we don't like the Colts, but I think he's got to go too, man. He's
So soon?
This is the worst. This is their worst start in a long time. Well, since when they lost Peyton Manning. But Bruce Arians, wasn't he their coach at that time?
Yeah, he was the interim coach.
And he took over for when Arians had
it's Caldwell, I believe.
yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Tim Caldwell.
But I don't know. It's something's going on over there. Like nothing's changed really.
Right,
They still got the same pretty much basis of their team.
They never have a good defense. That's pretty much the biggest problem. Never have a good defense.
They got big names on their defensive team, but on their defense.
Even you, DeQuell.
Yeah. DeQuell did have a nice game yesterday.
Oh yeah, 17 points for fantasy. Yes, 17. I thank you for that.
And then Matt Hasselbeck, they dusted that guy off out of nowhere.
You talk about the retirement home. He's playing tiddlywinks and everything over it. He came back and won that game.
That's crazy.
I still think it's a little early to get rid of Pagano. I mean, Luck didn't play yesterday because of his shoulder. I think they're spending way too much time on maybe the offensive weapons instead of actually focus on their offensive line. And if you look at them, they've had like a different right and left guard for like the last, I want to say 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
In order to have a good line, you got to have stability.
Yep.
And they just don't have any kind of stability within that line. So that's the reason that Frank Gore looking bad, even though he's 100 years old. The same with Andre Johnson looking bad and not catching anything. They just need protection. And that, to me, that's the only reason they struggled against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags have a good defense, but it's just that Indy support, is superior to them. So they should have played much better. So I want to say he's on the hot seat. I kind of hate to put him there because it's not really his fault. But unfortunately, he is on the hot seat. So Pagano, you get Luck back this week. I believe they face the Texans on Thursday.
Yes, they do.
You gotta do something against the Texans. They're kind of a beaten down team. They don't know whether they start Hoyer or Mallett right now. So you got to come in there. Use your luck, as they say. And now we're going to go to our last guy, the guy that kind of stiffed the Browns.
Oof.
Mr. Oregon himself, Mr. Chip Kelly of the Philadelphia Eagles. What do you guys say about this guy?
I definitely don't like him for what he did to the Browns. Oh, I'll come. Oh, no, I don't want to come. I'm going back to college. Oh, I'm going to sign with Philadelphia. That's cool.
Take the easy way out.
Cool, sir. Well, where do you start? I mean, this dude came in and started making mistakes left and right. No more Macklin.
Right.
McCoy is gone. You trade Nick Foles down there for Sam Bradford, who, mind you, still has not played a full season because yesterday he hurt his ankle.
Unbelievable.
So Sanchez is probably going to end up playing for the next couple of weeks.
And Sanchez is the championship quarterback. We know how good he is. It's thanks to Jets.
And he's also another one that's probably like a concussion or two away from being out of the NFL. Yeah, Chip Kelly, I don't know about that. He something's got to go. So either they got to change it around, or the team's got to come together. Because you got DeMarco Murray over there, man.
DeMarco Murray.
Use him.
Oh yeah.
Give him the ball. Give that man the ball.
Well, they really use Ryan
He's calling out for
Sproles. Oh, I know he is. He talked about it today. But pretty much with Chip Kelly, I just look at it like this. Obviously, what I said in the beginning. I think that in order for that system to work, what he has with the spread offense, you're going to need a Colin Kaepernick type, RG3 type quarterback for that system, in my opinion. Why he kept Riley Cooper, who we all know about Riley Cooper.
Yeah.
Why he kept him over, Macklin and Deshaun Jackson is beyond me. But we all know the incident that he did or whatnot. He's not worthy of keeping. They're not really using Zach Ertz or utilizing him, and we know how good he is.
Or Selleck.
Oh, exactly. Selleck, he's still on there. I didn't even know he existed, honestly.
They used him yesterday. I don't know if he caught a touchdown, but he did catch a couple passes. I don't know if he caught a touchdown, though.
I doubt it. I mean, to me, he's been underused since they had Vic and they had I dare say McNabb to be completely honest. So that's how they actually used him. I think defensively on that team, they have a stout defense.
Yeah,
I think the defense is stout, but it's just that Kiko Alonso can't really stay healthy. They're still missing D'Amico Ryans, I believe. He hasn't really played all year.
Trent Cole, he's over there now too, isn't he?
Oh, did Trent Cole go back there?
Yeah.
Okay, they got Trent Cole and they have Brandon Graham and they're sack masters, but for whatever reason, they're just not really putting it all together. But I think with the system, he doesn't really have the right players, and unfortunately, I think that's going to get him on the hot seat and get him fired.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is.
I don't think that's good for him.
They're gonna more than likely they're gonna give him 1 year, this year, the rest of this year. But if it doesn't change if anything doesn't change,
right,
he's definitely out. sometime next year.
Unless they get an RG3 or they get a Colin Kaepernick. We'll definitely see how that goes.
Yep.
And speaking of GMs and all the moves that are made, we're about to move on to our next segment called Grand Theft GM. Alright, now we're into our Grand Theft GM segment. Don't catch me. Alright, first we're going to talk about, we have 3 guys here just like we had with the last segment with the coaches on the hot seat. And we're going to go to our favorite team again. We're not picking on you, Brownies. We're not picking on you, but we got to go with Ray Farmer and the absolute ridiculous contract that he gave Dwayne Bowe. 1 year, $9 million.
$9 million wasted dollars.
Oh, yes. Mr. Carl Rod himself.
Now that he decided that he's okay to play, he came in the game, they threw the ball to him, what was it, once?
He got targeted one time.
On a curl route that
Yep.
he's really good at doing, supposedly.
That's
And
the only route
he
this
didn't
man
catch the
knows.
ball. And they said the way he looked like he ran that route was lazy, sluggish. Like he didn't really care of catching the ball, and they threw it right to him, directly to him, and just dropped it. Walked off like he didn't really care.
He didn't. I mean, just so nonchalant and
Yeah, which is kind of strange because last week they were saying that he looked like he was ready to get out there. He was in every single huddle talking to the receivers, making sure they knew what they were supposed to do on the next play, and he comes out looking like this.
And he even said in the interview, it starts today. I mean, it starts Sunday. It starts today. What starts? He dropping the damn ball? Is that what starts, Dwayne? I mean, my goodness. Oh, my God.
No words for that man.
Well, he's Ray Farmer's best friend, so I mean that's pretty much what it sticks to. This is a horrible deal. I mean, you have to cut the guy, but unfortunately, Mike Pettin said that they're not going to cut him. So I just feel he's just a waste of space right now. We could bring in a Josh Lyns. We all love Josh Lyns. Even bring back Terrell Pryor, even though he's going to San Fran. But
you converted him into a receiver and didn't even give him a chance. He was ready. He was healthy, ready to go.
You gave him his jersey.
Yeah,
he changed his
jersey number for you, and then you bring in this guy Turbin, who's what?
Goodness.
Not going to play until week 6.
He's like 58 weeks away from coming back and actually contributing to this team right now.
If Seattle didn't want you, there's a good reason for it.
Oh, exactly. But this has been an absolutely horrible deal. I don't even know if he's going to suit up next week. All fans were predicating and anticipating his return to come here and play, and he's done nothing thus far.
I admit I was excited that he was going to be here too.
I was too. I thought he'd have a new leaf. New area. We probably have a quarterback that could throw touchdowns.
Yeah. Maybe you could give him a touchdown or something. They didn't catch one down there in KC last year.
He sure didn't. All right, now we're going to hit another guy, a coach / GM. We just touched on the hot seat with the coaches, Mr. Chip Kelly.
Again, welcome back.
And we're going to talk about his big. And we're going to talk about his big deal with DeMarco Murray, former Dallas Cowboys running back, as you guys know, and signing his deal of 5 years, $40 million. And thus far, he's really, really struggled since he's been there. They've been using Ryan Matthews and Sproles a lot. So, what do you have to say about this?
Same thing I said before. Give him the ball. They saw what he did last year. He was running the league. He was running away with the league.
Right. The most carries.
Yeah. He missed a couple games last year and still had the record or close to it.
Almost 2,000 yards rushing, almost. So, I mean.
Give the man the ball. Who cares? Your offensive line is not that great.
Right.
But as we saw last year, this man can create.
Yes, he can.
He can create plays on his when he's got the ball in his hand.
And he's extremely, extremely fast.
Yes. And hard to take down.
He's very hard to take down. He's a very shifty back. Pretty much what I have to say about it is this, as you say, this as we say, feed the crow with Isaiah Crowell. Feed Murray. Yeah. Why are you not going to feed the guy? I mean, he's obviously your best back, your best playmaker on this team.
Yes, he is.
So why not feed him? I mean, I understand, he's had the hamstring injury and he's not getting his carries. But I mean, you have a dynamic weapon and a dynamic back on this team. Why would you not use him?
Like he said in an interview, he said, I just need the touches. Just give me the touches.
And he's a team guy, so you know what? It's Chip Kelly's decision, so you know what? I'm not really going to get mad about it. I'm just here to do what I do. But you got to use the guy. And I mean, they're using their receivers. Like I said, they're using Riley Cooper, which I don't understand that. Why?
I didn't understand. Cooper over Macklin?
Just
Really,
losing Casey
Kelly?
having a good season.
Really,
Right.
Chip Kelly?
So, I mean, I really just truly don't understand this guy. And
Oh, and a side note, Jeremy Macklin's tearing it up in Kansas City.
He
And
really is.
he helped them get their first receiving touchdown in
He-
in a year and a couple games.
He really, really is. And another thing I don't understand is that, he used, LaShawn McCoy a lot last year. So I'm just wondering, why is he not using DeMarco in the same way? It doesn't make any sense. And nothing on LaShawn, but I think DeMarco was more of a complete back than LaShawn.
Yeah.
LaShawn's pretty much Northwest. He's pretty much Northwest South.
And just speaking from a fan point of view, I like Ryan Matthews, but
Can't stay healthy.
but he needs to just be a third back. Just leave him on the bench. If one of the two get hurt, use Sproles and Murray. Use Murray as your starter, and then use Sproles as your third down guy.
Well, I got something funny before we move to the next one. During the Chargers game, Melvin Gordon's the new running back.
Yeah.
It was so funny when Melvin Gordon got that first carry because they've had Ryan Matthews all these years and he hasn't been able to run the ball. So as soon as Gordon had that person, like, oh my God, I'm running back, because it's been like Damian Thomas since they had anybody. So
Yes, it
they were just very, very happy about it. I had that little nugget of information in. All right, we're going to go to our last guy right now. We're going to go to Miami. And actually, as we talked about, Joe Philbin just got fired and Dan Campbell will be promoted as the interim head coach. GM Dennis Hickey and his big signing of, what did Cam Newton call him? Gorilla Sue, as he called him. Ndamukong Suh signed a 6-year, $114 million deal, which is,
Paid.
Is he a quarterback?
Almost highest paid person.
Tell me about it. Listen, I'm a defensive tackle myself. I played in high school and whatnot, but that's a lot of money for a D tackle.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of money. What do you have to say about that?
Well, his performance isn't worth that much money.
Oh,
We can
it's
start
true.
off by saying that. That was a risk. That was a real big risk because you not only did you spend all that
High
money
risk,
to
very high
get
reward.
him, we all know his past. How he likes
yeah.
to stomp on hands, kick helmets.
He kicked
stomp
Fitzpatrick
people
yesterday
in
in
the
the helmet.
chest. He's just gonna keep racking you up fines,
Right.
and he's gonna get himself suspended over and over and over
It's
again.
coming.
You don't want to be paying somebody to keep getting suspended all the time.
Exactly. And I just said a minute ago, he kicked Fitzpatrick in the head. Like,
Yes,
the
he did.
NFL hasn't talked about it yet, but he kicked the man. So you're not going to be down on the ground like this, and your head goes up and your helmet just pops off. I mean, give me a break.
It doesn't
Sue-
just
Sue kicked
automatically happen. Like
Exactly. And for me, I've kind of been disappointed in Sue anyway because I thought coming out of Nebraska he was going to be a beast. I'm thinking Chris Jenkins. I'm thinking maybe the next Warren Sapp possibly. At 6'4", what is he, like 320, 330, 330 pounds. And he's really just been really just I'd say a one-gap penetrator.
Yeah.
Even though Miami didn't want to play two gaps, but he's just been a one-gap penetrator. And he really hasn't had that production that I thought he was going to have. So I think this is a lot of money for him. He's really having a really slow start. And even yesterday, I think he realizes because, in the press conference when he was talking, he did the Terrell Owens. Next
yeah.
question. Next question. So I think even in his head that he knows that, I'm not really playing up to my standards. So I'm just going to kind of ignore, what's going on. But I'd say thus far, this has been a horrible signing. It's still early. We're week 5 now. But it's been an absolutely horrible signing. So
He did have a kind of a safeguard though with getting Jordan Cameron to replace Charles Clay,
Oh yeah.
because he's actually having a pretty good start to the season down there, as I thought he would
Right.
when he left here.
And he had that one-handed catch, but Gary Barnidge had a much better one-handed
Yes, he
catch
did.
yesterday. So take that, Jordan Cameron, and your Miami Dolphins to Southwich. How about that? Well, all right, guys. That was Grand Theft GM here. We want to thank you again for watching another edition of ICS. Please comment at the bottom. Let us know what we have, and have a great day.